All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about the invisible forces that are all around every single business. The currents and winds that can either sink a company or, if you're smart, push it toward huge success. Think of this as your survival guide to the marketing environment. So, let me just start by asking you a question. What do you think is the single biggest factor in whether a business makes it or breaks it? Is it, some amazing product, a rockstar CEO, maybe a bottomless bank account? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. A lot of the time, success or failure comes down to the things business has absolutely no control over. We're talking about these powerful external forces that are constantly changing the world, and every company, big or small, has to figure out how to navigate them. So, how in the world do businesses keep tabs on all this stuff they can't control? Well, they use a tool called environmental scanning. The best way to think of it is like a company's radar system. It's constantly sweeping the horizon, looking for new trends, spotting opportunities, or maybe seeing a threat coming your way. And let me tell you, it's absolutely vital for survival. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the 5 big ones, the 5 key external forces every marketer has to get their head around. We've got the competitive arena, the rules of the game, the economic climate, the technological wave, and last but not least, the really important human element, society, culture, and you. First up, let's jump into the most obvious force out there, the competitive arena. I mean, it's just a fact, right? No business is an island. Every single company is out there battling with rivals, trying to win over customers. So what does that battlefield actually look like? You see, competition isn't this one-size-fits-all thing. It really comes in 3 main flavors. First, you've got a monopoly. That's where one player owns the entire field, like Indian Railways. Good luck trying to start your own. Then there's an oligopoly, where just a few giants call the shots. Think of industries like telecom or steel. And finally, you have what's called monopolistic competition. This is where you have tons of rivals, and everyone's trying to stand out with their own unique product. Just picture the toothpaste aisle in a supermarket. Understanding which game you're playing is crucial. Okay, so once you know what kind of arena you're stepping into, you need a game plan, and it really boils down to 3 huge questions. First, should we even be in this fight? Is this the right battle for us, given our goals and what we've got in the bank? Second, where are we going to compete? You can't be everywhere, so you've got to pick your markets wisely. And third, and this is the big one, how are we going to win? Are we going to be the cheapest, the best quality, or the one with service that nobody can touch? All right, next up we have the official rulebook for business, the rules of the game. This is all about the political and legal environment. And it's just like any sport, right? You can't win, you can't even play if you don't know the rules. For a business, breaking them can mean huge fines, terrible press, or even getting shut down completely. And these rules come from everywhere. A country's foreign policy on imports and exports can completely change your business model. Political ideology can have a massive, massive impact. Just look at Coca-Cola. They were asked to leave India back in the 60s, but then when the political winds changed in the 90s, they came back in. Then you've got global groups like the WTO setting trade rules, consumer protection acts, and even super specific laws about what you have to print on your packaging. Now for our 3rd major force, the economic climate. A great way to think about the economy is like the weather. It has its seasons, right? You've got sunny days of prosperity, and you've got dark, stormy recessions. And just like with the weather, a business has to be prepared for literally anything. Generally, this cycle moves through 4 stages. In times of prosperity, people feel good, they're spending money freely, and so businesses expand. But then a recession hits. Consumers get nervous, they pull back, and they focus on just the basics at a low price. A depression? Well, that's the absolute bottom. Then, during a recovery, people start to have more money again. But that caution, that hesitation, often sticks around for a while. A smart marketer knows exactly how to adjust for each of these economic seasons. And another huge piece of this economic puzzle is inflation. It's simple, really. As inflation goes up, your money just doesn't go as far. And that forces consumers to make really tough choices. Do I buy this now before the price goes up again? Do I switch to a cheaper brand? Or do I just put off buying it altogether? You can see how that directly messes with a company's sales and all of its costs. Our 4th force is a really big one, especially today, the technological wave. You have to think of technology as this relentless, powerful current of innovation. For some businesses, it's an incredible opportunity to ride that wave to success. But for others, it's a disruptive force that threatens to pull them under completely. And that right there is the key. Technology moves so incredibly fast that today's hot new thing can literally be tomorrow's museum piece. I mean, just think about flip phones or CD players or dial-up internet. If you fail to adapt to these technological shifts, it can be a death sentence for your business. Now, some companies don't just react to this wave, they actually create it. It's a strategy called planned obsolescence, where you intentionally make your own products feel outdated to get customers to upgrade. Take a look at this timeline from Maruti. By launching new and improved models practically every year, they keep the brand fresh, they create this constant desire for the new thing, and they pretty much guarantee a steady flow of customers coming back for more. And that brings us to our fifth and final force. And honestly, this might just be the most powerful of them all: society, culture, and you. This is the human element. It's all about our shifting values, our beliefs, our lifestyles, the stuff that ultimately determines what people actually want to buy. The Barbie doll is a perfect example of this in action. The classic American Barbie might not connect with everyone around the world, so to succeed globally, the company adapts. In India, you can find Barbie wearing a traditional sari. In the Middle East, a similar doll named Fula became incredibly popular. That's what being smart about local culture looks like. These changing social values also sparked the whole consumerism movement, which is all about protecting buyers. This movement is built on four core rights: the right to choose freely between different products, the right to be fully informed about what you're buying, the right to be heard if something goes wrong, and maybe most important of all, the right to be safe from dangerous products. So, if you take away one thing from all this, let it be this: success in business isn't just about looking inward and perfecting your product. It's about constantly looking outward, understanding these powerful forces swirling around you, and being smart enough to adapt your strategy to navigate the changing world. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Of these 5 forces we've talked about: competition, the rules, the economy, technology, and culture, which one do you feel is having the biggest impact on your world right now? It's definitely something worth thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.